Perfect, thank you very much for joining me. Yes, my name is Sean and you are watching MLS Ireland Does Predictions. This is the first week of the season. I'm not going to do the whole intro kind of soundtrack and all that kind of thing is because there's a lot of games on and there's basically it's very hard to tell. I'm going to probably scoot through these because it is going to be pretty tricky to see who's who. Probably, if you have noticed, it is at a different angle at the moment. I've moved in with somebody just in the meantime so I can get my own place. So this is probably what it's going to be like now for the couple of weeks, or probably the next a few months. I know it's not necessary, but you have me and my brilliant predictions. So seeing that I haven't got a clue what these kind of teams are going to be lining up as and who will be playing, so I might as well crack on. The first game is Philadelphia against Minnesota. Philadelphia done very well last season in terms of they probably should have beaten New York City in the conference final, even though they had a lot of players out, and it was kind of unfortunate for them in circumstances when the game probably shouldn't have really went ahead. They really battered NYCFC, even though the NSC went on to win the whole thing at the end of it all, which is not too bad for them, all things considered, against a Minnesota team who are on paper starting to look a wee bit better. They look a bit more, they look more like a team in not in tradition anymore, transition, but they're doing very well. So Philadelphia against Minnesota is the first game on TV this week, and it's obviously the first game of the new season. So I'm looking forward to this all the while. So I'm going to go for a Philadelphia win at home. They should probably nick this one. I'm going to go for like a 2-0 win. I know they lost. They're probably their main striker in Casper. But I don't think this is going to be too much of a threat to them, so I'm going to go for like a 2-0. The next one is Columbus Crew against Vancouver. Columbus Crew, who are, I think this is they're coming into the new stadium. I'm not 100% sure. I can't bloody remember. I should have really researched all this, but I was trying to get basically through this. So yeah, they're coming up against the Vancouver team, who I haven't seen too much about. I just shook the table. Again, I don't really know, but I'd say off what happened last season, Columbus Crew should really win this one, so I'm going to go for like a 2-1 win. Vancouver could surprise you. They've done very well kind of near the middle of the season last season, but wasn't enough for them to get into the playoffs. But Columbus Crew are a very good team and a very well managed team. So the next one is LAFC against Colorado Rapids. Colorado done very well, even though they kind of got outdone in the Champions League there during the week a few nights ago, and they're coming against an LAFC team who invested wisely. I want to say there's a lot of good players that they have on show, so I'm going to go for like a 2-0 win to LAFC, just for the fact that I think Colorado Rapids probably maybe down after the getting beat in the Champions League, so I'm going to go for an LAFC team in this one. Next one is FC Dallas against Toronto. Again, the only thing I know about Toronto is that they've sold Nichibi. I think that's Azidor, Josie Altidore. It's welcome. This is what it's basically like. I mispronounce words because I'm crap at this. Well, crap saying things. So yeah, FC Dallas against Toronto. FC Dallas probably might nick a draw in this, so I'm gonna go for like a 2-all. Toronto really desperately need to shore up that defense, and so they went and got a European winning attacking midfielder. So they have plenty of attacking midfielders. So a 2-all in that one. He doesn't start in the summer. Next one is Austin against Cincinnati. Now these two teams are kind of still finding their feet. I think Austin could possibly win this one. I'm going to go for like a 2-1 win. Austin are at home, and I think this is the first game of the season. Their fans are going to be right behind them, and it's going to be a good game. So 2-1 in that one. Next one is DC United against Charlotte. Charlotte are going to get a rude awakening in this against, well, if they were playing a very good team, a very, very good team, in like NYCs, or Galaxy probably at the moment. Anyway, they're probably going to get slapped about, but I think it's going to be probably like a 3-1 win. I think they have the capability of getting a goal in this one. It may shock you, this game, but I think DC United have the know-how, so I'm going to go for like an easy one in that one for DC United. The next one is Inter Miami against Chicago Fire. Don't think Shaqiri is starting. I'm not 100% sure. They are coming up against an Inter Miami team who gotten Lewis Morgan, basically their hardest worker player. He went to Red Bull. This is kind of what doesn't bode well for Inter Miami. They need workers. You can't just get by on class, as Man United basically proves. But I think they could possibly get a good result in this, Inter Miami. Chicago Fire still, they have Casper out of Philadelphia. Do I think he's going to be the answer? Probably Shaqiri, but the two of them actually would link up quite well, perhaps. But I'm going to go for like a 2-2 draw. This could be a good game, really could. It should be. So I'm going to go for 2-2. The next one is San Jose Earthquakes against New York Red Bull. Again, since San Jose usually start off well in the seasons, New York Red Bull usually start off because they're full of energy and they're pressing and all that kind of stuff. I think New York Red Bulls actually can get a good result in this one. I'm going to go for like a 2-1 win to New York Red Bulls. So, yeah, I do like New York Red Bull this season. I think they're going to be up there this season, so check it out for that one. The next one is Portland Timbers against New England Revolution, who won the Supporters' Shield last season. Congratulations to them. Portland went to the MLS Cup final. It was a good game, but I think Portland didn't show up in that game, unfortunately. And New York played very well too as well. So I think Portland at home, I could actually think they can actually get a good result on this one. Do you know what? I'm going to go for like a 2-0 win for Portland. I like the way Portland play, and I think they didn't really get rid of too much. I know Diego Vera is gone, and Barco is staying. So it's going to make an interesting one. I'm going to go for like a Portland Timbers winning that one. The next one is Orlando against Montreal. I think Pato was back. I do like the way he's played last season. He started off last season. DK is gone. So Montreal could probably shock you. They're doing very well in the Champions League. So I'm going to go for like... what could I go for? I'm going to go for like a 2-1 win to Montreal. That's probably going to shock a lot of things. That's games on tomorrow, so it's probably going to be good and interesting ones. 6 o'clock our time, so I may be able to watch that. Happy days. So Montreal to win 2-1. The next one is Atlanta against Sporting Kansas City. Now, a lot of people think Sporting Kansas City may not do it this season. I don't think Atlanta have much this season. I know they've brought on an experienced player from Toronto, basically, but he played a lot in Orlando. So a rivalry, anyway, to basically back up for Joseph Martinez. Sporting Kansas City, I think this was actually just going to be like a 1-1 draw. These two teams very good defensively, and it's just how many chances each will get, not score but chances. I don't think this is going to be it's going to be like a back and forward, but there's going to be a lot of mistakes in this game. The next one is LA Galaxy against New York City FC, the MLS champions, against the most successful team in MLS history. I'm actually looking forward to this one game as well, because I want to see what Douglas Costa is going to be like with Hernandez up front. I do think these two guys are going to be pretty good. New York City FC are actually doing very well in the Champions League. This is actually going to be a really good game. But I think I'm going to go for like a 2-1 win to New York City. I just think they've caught up in the moment. Not caught up in the moment, but they've been playing and they're a bit more match sharp than the Galaxy. Galaxy are very, I'm not going to say weak in the defence, but they're capable of conceding quite a few goals. So I'm going to go for like a 2-1 win. I think they're going to score, but I think New York City should win this one. The next two is Houston Dynamo against Real Salt Lake. Now, this is going to be a game I haven't got a bloody clue about, but I could see Houston probably not going to win in this one, so I'm going to go like for a 1-0 win to Houston Dynamo. And then the last one is Seattle Sounders against the Nashville. Seattle Sounders should probably win this. Nashville are a very good defensive team. I'm going to go for like a 1-0. Nashville of last season were amazing at 1-0, so I'm just going to go for a 1-0. Those are my predictions. I'm just going to load it up onto YouTube because I don't have time really to add a whole pile of graphics and all that kind of stuff. I will start doing that next week. Again, the only reason why I'm not doing this is because this is a free for all. I'm just basically throwing these things out here and hoping for the best. So those are my predictions, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye now.